Hey everyone, it's Andy here with Namaste at Home Yoga. Welcome back to another practice and another one of our standing series. This one I believe is standing series number 5. So we're still building, we're still going, we're still challenging that balance a little bit. And as per usual, we'll bring it into our nice tall standing posture to start. Checking in this Tadasana, this mountain pose, by settling the feet into the mat, spreading those toes out wide, softening the knees, stacking hips, stacking shoulders. Maybe allowing the eyes to close as we tune into the breath. Finding that nice tall posture here, crown of the head reaching up, chest proud. Feeling if we have a little bit of a natural sway today, or if we're feeling fairly balanced, fairly centered. Either way, just knowing we'll come and meet the body where it's at today for our practice. Can draw the hands through center or chin to chest as we softly open our eyes. Moving through some breath. Let's inhale, sweep the arms open. Exhale, hands through center, interlace the fingers, press the palms down. Watching the hands as they go. Now let's just sweep them up overhead. Exhale, hands come through center, pressing, interlace, and push it down. Inhale, fill up, sweep it overhead. Exhale, pressing through center. One more just like that. Inhale, open up. Exhaling through center. And catching the hips as we just check in with that balance a little more, moving into tree. Shift over to the left side, opening the right knee towards the side wall. We can leave toes touching or lift to the calf, maybe to the upper inner thigh. Maybe challenging ourselves just to lift that leg as far as we can on our own without using hand assistance to place it. Hands can stay at the hips as we start to get a bit more active in the legs, pressing foot against leg, leg back against the foot. Maybe finding a different spot for arms to come and rest. And play around with these a little bit. Try something new, get creative. Doesn't have to be even side to side. Finding that stability, that strength through our rooted leg. Inhaling to bring us back through center. Exhale to our mats once more, shifting sides. You could open the left knee towards the wall. Staying as you are, starting to lift that foot towards the inner right leg, finding a spot above or below the knee. Growing tall out of that standing leg as it roots firmly into your mat. And then finding a space for the arms to reach, for them to rest. Finding your expression of your tree. If that balance is a tricky one, finding a spot, maybe on a faraway point on a wall or something of the sort, somewhere to just focus in on. And as that focus stabilizes, it helps the body to do so as well. With an inhale, we'll draw back through center. Exhaling, bring that back onto your mat. Bringing the feet about hip distance, we'll set up for our powerful pose. Inhaling, arms overhead, thumbs reaching back. Exhale, send the hips back and down, finding that chair. And then finding a neutral spot in the pelvis. A good way to check in with this, if you want a different way today, is find that extension, sending the hips way back, that full tuck under, and then find somewhere in the middle, tailbone kind of reaching down towards the earth. allowing us to shift our weight back in towards the heels, challenging the depth of our squat, strong in the breath for another 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, forward fold, come on down. Inhaling, we'll find a half lift. Exhale, hands plant. And let's just find a couple of breaths, letting go in this ragdoll, in this forward fold. If you'd like to keep flowing with the breath, you can use the inhale to come back to that half lift, find length. Exhale to let go a little more. This gentle movements flowing in and out of the posture, or just hanging out and relaxing as you are. You can start to roll up to stand, vertebrae by vertebrae, head coming up last. You're going to start by stepping the right foot back on your mat, setting up for warrior 1. So coming back about a leg distance, heel can plant, toes turned out 45 degrees, sending arms overhead, and settling into our lunge. Feel free to adjust that distance of the legs however you need. As long as hips are staying square to the front of the mat, we can maintain some lunge of the front leg, keeping knee stacked over ankle, back heel pressing down. Wonderful. We're going to keep things fairly active here. Inhaling, we straighten the leg. Challenge, keep those arms overhead as we exhale. Reach the fingertips forward, folding over that left leg. Keeping length in our spine. If arms overhead is too much, catch hips, or come through center. Next, exhale, releasing down to more of a fold. We'll start by bringing left hand to the shin, right arm can open up towards the sky, finding triangle or trikonasana. Core stays strong here, low ribs tucked in. And evening out, we're going to bring that right hand back, replace the left, send the left arm high. If fingertips don't feel good coming straight up, maybe they just catch the hips instead. Opening through that left shoulder slightly, maintaining a micro bend through the front of the left leg, just protecting the knee. Wonderful. As we exhale, hands can find the shin once more. Grow strong through that leg. Press back up to stand. And step it forward once more to the top of your mat. Second side. Find a soft bend to the knees as the left foot steps back. Settling in for warrior 1 first. 45-degree angle of that back foot. Square hips. Inhale, arms. Exhale, we lunge. Letting that tailbone drop. Keeping that core strong. Maybe adjusting the stance a little bit if we need. Few breaths. Finding that stability, cultivating that warrior strength while we're here. And we'll keep firing things up. Inhaling, we straighten through that front leg. Keeping arms up if it's okay. Exhale, we hinge. Fingertips are reaching forward. Crown grows tall. Shoulders still pulling away from the ears. Catch hips if that's more comfortable. Find one more good breath. Exhaling, we let our hands come down to the shin. Right arm first, this time plants. Left arm is going to open up. Finding our triangle pose. Finding our breath strong and smooth. Noticing where else we can relax a little bit, whether it's shoulders just slightly. Bringing a little bit more ease to the face, maybe by incorporating a small smile. And exhaling, left hand finds its way to the shin, replacing the right, moving into revolve triangle. We reach that right arm to sky, or right hand to the low back. As soon as we revolve this triangle, I always find balance is much more challenging. So if you're feeling wobbly, so am I. I'm with you. Got 2 more here. Next, exhale, brings the arms down. Press it back up to stand strong through those legs. And step it back to the top of your mat. Beautiful, beautiful work. Feet can come back to rest hip distance. Inhale, sweeping arms overhead. Exhale, fold it down. Forward folds. Inhale, find your half lift. Exhale, hands plant, step back to your plank. Strengthening through the lower body a little bit here. Palms are firm with their pressure into the mat. Find an inhale to lift the right leg a couple inches off the mat. Always an option to drop to knees if that's preferable. Bringing that foot down, take a breath or so in down dog. And finding our second side, shift back forward, high plank. Left leg inhales high. So strong through the arms, through the core. And exhaling, we bring that foot down, back into our downward dog. With the right leg, inhale, send it high. Step between hands. Left heel finds the mat parallel with our short edge as we bring ourselves up to warrior 2. For today, just challenging our depth here. Feel free to make those micro adjustments as needed. Maybe peek down at the right knee. Should be able to see your big toe. If it's covered, see what little adjustments you can make to bring that knee stacked over the ankle. Checking in with those toes. Make sure that they are still planted in your mat. Arms are staying so light here, and if the shoulders aren't having a great time with it, they can always come through center or catch hips as an alternative. One more here. Inhaling, we come back up to stand. Can catch hips as we turn the toes to face the side wall. Moving into a wide forward fold. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, folding forward, hinge at the hips. Hands can come to rest under the face. Or maybe we allow ourselves to round to melt. And staying as they are, or maybe catching for the legs. As we allow length to find its way to our spine. A little bit of lift through the sit bones as it feels okay. You might notice that the weight shifts in towards the balls of the feet and the toes. That's all right. But keep the heels grounded. They can get lighter, but we don't want them to lift just yet. Next, inhale draws us back up to our long spine. Catch the hips. Pressing through feet, bring that all the way back up. We're just going to go right into our second side warrior 2. So arms are opening up, left toes pointing towards the edge of the mat, and sink right on in. Finding that equal pressure here, side to side, between front and back foot. Noticing if we're starting to create a little bit of heat, warm things up. Finding those strong, deep breaths. The tailbone drops low, but the upper body is still so light here. Adjust the arms as you need. Got 2 more really good ones. Nice. With your inhale, float up. Turn the toes towards the side wall. You can catch hips once more. Bring the heel toe in a little bit closer together. Pointing your toes out to the corners of your mat. And bring that spine back up nice and tall. All right, balance challenge. We'll see how this one feels, see how she goes. And open arms up to either side of the body, kind of back to those warrior 2 arms. Feel free to take an alternative through center or hips if you'd like. As we exhale, find your squat. Bring it low. Now we can stay here, or maybe start to lift through the right heel. And if right heel is lifted, it can find its way back down. Same thing on our other side, lifting through the left heel. If it's lifted, bring it on down. And staying as you are for a couple more breaths, or both heels. Lifting tall. Always a good challenge for 2. 1. Exhale, heels down. We can stand it back up. And let's windmill down, framing the foot. Step it back to your downward dog. You can walk the hands back towards feet, meeting in our forward fold near the back of the mat. After some of that leg work, if you need to, find a big inhale. Big sigh out, let that go. Beautiful. Find your way up to stand. And we'll start to bring a little bit of strengthening into the hips, a little bit of balance work back to these tall standing postures. I want to say legs get a break. In a way they do. We're not in a lunge, we're not in a squat, but they're still going to be working. We'll start by shifting your weight to your left foot. Inhale, right knee lifts. Exhaling, we kick it away. Keeping toes flexed back towards you, energized here. And gently bending through, replace it back to your mat. Other side, inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, we kick. Finding that length, strength, activation through the leg. Wonderful. Relax that down. Find your way back to the mat. And I'd love to come back to dancer. It's been a little bit. We'll see if I've gotten more smooth with my cueing for this one. I always find it challenging to talk through. Let's start today by stepping forward on your left foot. So you have a little bit more space. Bring us to the center of our mats. Opening the right arm up towards the side wall. Elbow kind of comes in towards the hip, almost like you're holding a tray to catch inside or outside of that right ankle. Inhale, left arm overhead, growing tall and staying here if you need the quad stretch, or starting to kick into that hand, finding your dancer, wherever it may be today. Maybe kicking a little, maybe finding a lot of motion here, but taking care to square the hips to the front. If you were to look back, or if you have a mirror or something, that leg should be right behind you, not sneaking out to the side. Nice work. Find another breath. And then we'll inhale, come back through center. Exhaling, we release. All right, second side. Shift weight over to the right foot. You can open that left hand up to the side like you have that tray, elbow to hip. Catching inside or outside of your left ankle. Inhale, grow tall, right fingertips to sky. To stay. Or over the next few exhales, starting to kick. Finding that dancer. Thinking about finding that activation through the leg, kicking into the hand to create more of a shape. And then maybe we start to tilt forward. Just going step by step. Little micro movements. No rush. Beautiful, last two. Inhaling, we find our way through center. Exhale, release that down. Big toes can touch, heels slightly apart. One last one for today, opening things up a bit. Let's sweep those arms overhead. Interlace fingers, release index. Inhale to get tall. Exhale, reaching up and over towards the side wall. Finding equal pressure through the feet. Core strong. Body really long here, crown of the head still reaching as we open up through the left side. And inhaling back through center. Exhale right into that second side, leaning up and left. Like you're gonna touch where the wall meets your ceiling. Creating space through the right side of the body. One more. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, release. Maybe feet come back to hip distance. Finding Tadasana, settling in. Allowing that chest to be proud. Eyes to close. Breath to do whatever it needs to do, whether it's a little deeper right now, a little quicker. And then we'll start to slow things down by lengthening our exhales. Inhale, we fill up, bottom to top. Exhale, slow and smooth. Giving your body some gratitude for challenging itself today. Trying something a little different. We'll find one more breath together here. Inhale, fill up. Nice big sigh, let her go. Hands can float through center as chin finds its way to chest. Eyes can softly open. And thank you so much again for joining me for a standing practice. I really hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again soon. Namaste.